All right, we are into Coffee Talk. Hey, I want to tell you, we did finally get a winner for our trivia. Who was the smallest who in Whoville? We're joined this morning by Brother Presley Lamm. He's going to talk to us, but do you know the answer?
No.
You did not know the answer?
No.
Well, fortunately, Gayla knew the answer. She called in this morning. The smallest who in Whoville is Cindy Lou Who.
Cindy Lou Who.
You knew that.
Sure.
You knew that.
Absolutely. No doubt.
Congratulations this morning to Gayla. She was our KFC buffet winner. Okay, Presley Lamm is the pastor over at First Baptist Church in Fredonia. And Presley, you want to talk to us this morning about an event coming up that you have. Tell me a little bit about this event.
It is an appreciation Sunday for our first responders, and it includes policemen, firemen, EMTs, and all the folks that keep us safe and sacrifice time with their families so that we can be with our families. So we just want to just tell them we appreciate them and recognize the work that they do that so often goes unappreciated.
All right, and how are you going to show your appreciation?
Well, we're just going to basically just tell them. We're going to tell them we appreciate you. We're going to give them some gifts, and we're going to have a lunch for them after the service is over with, and just kind of, try to catch up on all the times when we don't say thank you enough and don't notice all the things that they do behind the scenes, the time away from their families and sacrifices that they make. We're just going to recognize them for that and just tell them, we don't say it often enough, but this Sunday it's all about us telling you thank you for what you do.
And this Sunday after the service, where?
Right there at the church, at First Baptist in Fredonia. We'll have of course, it'll be in Coleman Hall right after the service, and it'll just be a lunch for all of our first responders that come.
Now, how did this get started?
Well, we have some first responders that go to our church, obviously, and do a great job, and so I don't know, I guess you think, wow, we never really recognized these guys, and we have a lot of, obviously, Caldwell County is like every other county, has a lot of accidents, traffic accidents and a lot of dangerous situations and emergencies at random times of the night and day, and these guys just stop whatever they're doing or get up in the middle of the night to go out and cut somebody out of a car or do whatever's necessary to save a life. We're just appreciative of that, and just one of the things that we are people of the community, so we want to recognize those that make our community better, and the first responders definitely do that.
Whose idea was this?
Well, I think it was just a few people. Like I say, Chris Poole is one of our first responders, and he was looking at something, and on the big screen in our sanctuary, and I think it just kind of morphed from there. It's like, wow, we really don't recognize all that these guys do and gals, and I think after just talking, and thinking, that it would be a good idea to, tell these guys and gals how much we appreciate them.
Have you talked to, do you know how many people you anticipate being there?
No, we have no idea.
Okay.
It could be 20, it could be 100. We never really know. It's open to everybody, and we urge them to wear the uniforms if they want to, so we can, recognize the uniform and whatever they feel comfortable with. We're not going to embarrass them, and we're not going to, give all their background and family information or anything. We're just going to tell them thank you, and that's all we're going to do during the service. I know a lot of people don't like to be doted over too much, but we do want to recognize the work that they do because it is important.
And I think you're right. I think it's hard to let people say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's hard for us to hear that for whatever reason. I mean, we want to be humble or whatever, but I think that maybe if you look at it from our perspective, those of us who don't work in first responder positions,
mm-hmm.
let us do that. We want to do that. We want
Absolutely.
to say thank you.
Yeah,
and so
we should go out of our way to recognize any good work in our community. Whether it's a first responder, school teachers. There's so many great things that go on in our community, And we are often slow to recognize all that great stuff. Just like this morning, I thank you for all that you do for our community by
You
bringing
did.
all these
And I appreciate
folks
that.
on. And so it's all the little things that add up to make a community great.
Absolutely. And I believe the first week of this month, and of course it's already passed, but the first week of April was First Responder Week.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel like we did enough. I think it just kind of slipped up and
Yeah.
kind of, eased on by. We did a news story here at the radio station, and that was great. But I think next year maybe we need to step it up a little bit.
Well,
Because-
I'd say that would be a big void if and I know that the volunteer fire departments are having difficulty finding people to volunteer, and maybe that's partly our responsibility to get that information out there and then to remind people how important it is for those positions, because if you've ever been in an accident or a family member's been in an accident, you want those guys there that are trained and that know what to do in those cases where everybody else is running around like a chicken with their head cut off, not knowing what to do. These guys are trained for those situations.
We had Chief Francis in here. I don't remember when it was, a few weeks ago. I guess it was maybe last month sometime or the month before. Anyway, he was talking about volunteers, needing volunteers, and then he kind of gave a description of what all it entails.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty bleak description. It's hard. It sounds like it would be a hard job to be a volunteer.
Yeah.
Because you have to be available and you have to be physically able to do the job required of you. I think there are certain requirements that you have to meet, certain physical requirements that you have to meet, and then you have to do some continuing education. I can't get the word out.
You've been hanging around me too long.
Yeah. And so when you think about that, it's a very limited pool of people.
Absolutely.
So we do need to recognize them, and we do need to honor the fact that they have.
Yeah, recognize them for doing that job that not too many people can or want to do.
Absolutely.
Tim Conway does a great job in Fredonia. He's our fire chief there. And he does an awesome job and never really gets recognized for all the volunteers there in Fredonia and Caldwell County and Princeton and those that do it for a living and those that do it on a voluntary basis. They're both critical,
Absolutely.
to our community.
Absolutely, and that's what Chief Francis tried to say. He said, you don't think about it until it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you need somebody to be there.
Yeah,
No,
and just imagine if
middle of the night.
nobody was there. That's how important it is. And we need to pray for these guys, because it is a dangerous job. A lot of people get injured as first responders on a scene because somebody's not paying attention, and just to get people to pay attention, if you see a siren and lights, then stop or slow down. Pay attention to to what's going on around you to keep these guys safe. So there's all kinds of things that we need to recognize them and recognize the need and recognize the great job that they do, and to pray for them to keep them safe. And that's the whole point of our First Responders Sunday, is just to let them know that we appreciate them.
What sort of, you mentioned you have gifts for them. What sort of gifts do you have?
Well, it's just a gift bag, and we're going to send them some things. Just because we don't know how many people, we're going to send them some things after the Sunday is over with, some gifts, and there'll be some gift bags that morning, and like I said, there'll be lunch after the service, and like I said, we're just going to.
It's Baptist. There has to be food.
Yeah, there's probably a chicken leg or two involved. Or, there'll be something good. You can tell by looking at me that we eat good at First Baptist. So there'll be something good to eat, and a lot of nice people, and I'm hoping that we have a good number that show up, regardless of whether they're members there or just visiting or whatever it may be. We want them to come and be appreciated.
Right.
Because they deserve it.
So whether you're a community member that could possibly need a first responder, or you are a first responder, the place to go this Sunday is First Baptist in Fredonia.
Absolutely. 10:50 is when the service starts, so be there at 10:45.
Okay. Not 10:55.
Yeah.
10:45.
Not 10:55.
All right.
1050.
1050. And what is the address at First Baptist?
208 Cassidy Avenue. And again, if you can find Fredonia, you can find First Baptist Church. It's right next to the old Fredonia School. That's our life center, and like I said, you can't miss it. It's right there, right in the center of Fredonia. So
just right there.
You can find it.
So if you drive through Fredonia, you're going to drive through the church.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about this morning, Presley?
The next community meal is the 25th, May 25th, and so be ready for that. Been a great turnout.
About a month away. How'd the last one go?
Awesome. Even with the bad weather, we had a chance of bad weather. It looked like it was going to open up at any time, and it did. But we still, and as I said, if one person gets fed that needed to be fed, or meet somebody that they didn't know before, then it's a success as far as I'm concerned.
How many people did you feed this time? Do you remember?
Well, we never really count. I know it's been around 200 to 250 every time.
That's a big crowd.
I tell you what, our ladies, and this is just a shout out to the ladies that prepare all this food. They have taken it and run with it, and it's been great every time, with the great compliments on all of the sides and the food and the fellowship, and it's just been great. Does it seem like it's gotten bigger with each one, or is it stay pretty steady? It's actually surprisingly been pretty consistent. You know,
okay.
Now there's been different people come, and obviously with different things going on in people's lives. You know, some can't be there on that particular Thursday night. We understand that life still continues, and we've had different new faces every time. So it's just been a blessing to watch it, to be involved in it. So it's been and it's fun to see the entire community, rally around, that too, because they see a need in our community, in every community for that matter.
Absolutely. All right, Presley, I appreciate you coming in this morning. That's Presley Lamm, First Baptist Church of Fredonia. If you are a first responder, or if you know a first responder, or if you just want to say thank you, the place to go this Sunday is First Baptist Church in Fredonia, and show your appreciation.
Absolutely.
10:50.
10:50.
Not a minute later.
No later than 10. No, we'll still let you in.
Oh, okay.
But you got to have a secret password.
You got to have the secret knock and the password, and, it's going to be whispered because he's going to be behind the pulpit already. So thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thanks, Misty.
All right. Hey, we've got some people coming up to talk about some stuff because, it's coffee talk. Coming up shortly, we're going to talk to someone about a very important thing for our kids with graduation coming just around the corner. We'll be right back.
Are your carpets filled with memories, as well as stains, odors, and a few other things? The Home Depot makes replacing that carpet easy, with more styles and colors to choose from, and free installation by licensed